Live. I'm gonna intro video.
It's a Bitcoin podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin podcast.
I missed that intro.
Yeah, so good. So good. Well, everyone, welcome to episode 400 of the Bitcoin podcast. It is
Hunted.
the final, in quotations, episode of the Bitcoin podcast. We're sunsetting it. I like that phrase. We're going to just ship it out to the sunset.
Ship it.
And, you know, what will happen after that, nobody knows. But episode 400, it's a nice round number. We've been at it since 2015. And
June of 2015.
It's actually not that long. Is that long? It's like only 7 years.
7 years?
Not that long.
just trying to have a moment here.
Based on all the other podcasts that I know of, yeah, that's long.
7 years is a long time to do.
We were
a
doing
podcast,
it.
man.
We were so good for most. Like I'd say, for most of those years, we were really good about doing it every single week too.
Yeah, very true.
Then there was that course of time in which we had more than one episode release every day. And people were like, I can't keep up. There's too much content. Stop it. And then all of those podcasts quit, except for the ones that we were personally doing.
Yeah.
And even some of those quit.
Yeah, it really got to a point where we should have okay, we need to hire people. We need to get this organized. We need to, but we tried to do everything, as best as we could with what resources we had, and it's been a long ass journey, that's for sure. So I don't know. Let's talk about the state of crypto. Oh my God, this is gonna be so tough because at the time of recording, I'll let you guys know the time. This is November 9th.
5:06 p.m. Eastern.
It's going to go down as a day to remember. November 9th. Remember the 9th of November. Crypto, it's the third crypto crisis this year, right? So if you run the clock back to 2013, 2014, Mt. Gox was pretty much the nail in the coffin then. Right now, we're talking about we've had 3 Mt. Goxes this year alone, and it has been a whirlwind. So, something that's most recently happened is one of the largest centralized exchanges, I think, is FTX. It's belly up. It is belly up, and as these details come out, it's looking worse and worse and worse and worse. But this is a big one that hurts. This is the first time I think, okay, yeah, there used to be a saying in crypto a long time ago, it was this is good for crypto. Anything that happened, remember that, Corey? Anything that
happened, anything you said it. This is good for crypto.
This is good for crypto. Yeah, this is bad for crypto. This one, the reason why it's bad is because this was the mass adoption unicorn project, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm putting it up on my screen here if you're watching the live stream. So we got as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations, we, Binance, have decided we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. This is just after them saying we're going to bail them out. And all of the shenanigans leading up to this. And they're just nah, let it die.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think the reason why this one is so dangerous, one, this year's just been tough, right? It's been tough to be my circle's crypto guy in this, and this one's tough because the sheer level of visibility FTX had around the planet makes it tough, right? Tom Brady and Giselle Bündchen were invested in this company, FTX. That's a big deal.
Yeah, but
right?
at the same time, like this is something someone said. I don't know if it was in the Slack or somewhere else. I don't know, somewhere in the crypto sphere. It might be like, I don't want to say it. This is good for crypto, but it wasn't solvent. Like
Yeah,
they
Joe said
played
it
a
was
risky bet.
it was good.
What'd you say,
Like,
Jen?
I think Joe made a comment that it's good that this was shaken out
like
because you
it's
wouldn't want
if
to.
like if we're gonna have shitty companies that are doing shitty things and they fail, good. It's just this one got really big before it did it, and a lot of people lose money. The downside is that there's like this is what regulators and VCs and things like that are going to point to,
Mhm.
and or like where the general public thinks crypto is, and it's not. This is just doing traditional finance, leveraging crypto. That's it. There's a regular ass bank that used crypto assets, and they did it. They did a lot of risky ass shit and didn't have the leverage or backing to do it. Apparently, like not enough that like the largest crypto bank, which is Binance, decided that they were not going to acquire them due to what I could see. What did it say here? Corporate due diligence.
Pull it back up. Corporate due diligence.
Listen, man,
CZ
let's read the
said, "I
rest of
put
it.
my
Like,
goon squad on them."
there's an allegation that like
I
CZ
like
set this up in
Chainlink
the
God,
first place, which would be
not
interesting.
great.
In the beginning, our hope was to be able to support FTX's customers to provide liquidity, but the issues are beyond our control or ability to help. This is Binance, the largest exchange in the world, I think. I think they're larger than Coinbase at this point. Yeah, if not, they're very close. Every time a major player in an industry fails, retail customers will suffer. So yeah, anyone using FTX is fucking sucked. Also, like anything that we thought FTX had is going to suck. So like all their holdings got liquidated.
645 tokens according to this leaked balance sheet. I don't know how much I trust that balance sheet because it's like a Google Doc. Sorry, it's a Google sheet that somebody
This feels like FTX was like Harvey Dent in that Batman, where he was like playing to like the U.S. Politicians, saying that we're doing centralized DeFi the right way. We're protecting our customers' assets, and then it turns out that they're leveraging, taking leverage trades with their customers' funds, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, they're larger than Coinbase too, right? Like they're large. So this is why I respect Lex Luthor. This is why I respect Coinbase, and why I know a lot of dead hardcore crypto people are like, no keys, no cheese. It's not your keys, not your crypto. Cool.
I like yours better.
That's not mine. That's Bitcoin Zay. He's the more popular black
We
dude
interviewed him a
in
while ago.
crypto. Yeah, he's much more popular than I am. He went the full black route. I decided to stay away from that. But hey, man, hats off to you. But no keys, no cheese. That's his thing. He's been saying it for years, ever since he was gentleman of crypto, and he's still doing it. I think that it's this is why I respect Coinbase, is because they don't need to be big. They just need to be right and make people feel good, and just make sure that they're happy. They're making the regulators happy. There's all kinds of I'm looking over my shoulders backwards poses by Brian Armstrong, looking into the camera, right? Like they're really doing. That's the I'm sorry pose, by the way. He's doing it beforehand, right? He's like, hey, it's me and you all the way. Like he's just taking it slow.
Using exchange. Stop keeping your money on exchanges.
Yeah, Corey, but that's easier said than done, dude. That's much easier said than done for people.
It's gotten a lot easier than it used to be. That's for damn sure.
That's easier said than done because, like, even really wealthy people they just want the easy button. People want an easy button, right? And they're like, "Oh, Coinbase, this is easy. Oh, cool. I just link my stuff. Okay, cool. And that actually gets them.
Yeah, but like, is that a false sense of security? Right? It's like this industry is really risky.
We live on false senses of security, though. We live on false senses of security. That's all. Everything's got risk involved. Everything.
But like pretending or like obfuscating that risk by making it feel comfortable is
that's the traditional finance way, Corey.
No, traditional finance, real traditional finance is making a lot of overly complicated words for simple things so that they can take advantage of rubes and repackage shit and sell it to people and call it gold. Like that's most of finance. And that's what people are trying to build, like FTX, and they did do a very good job.
Yeah. It's just this one hurts. This one hurts much more than Mt. Gox because nobody knew about Mt. Gox. Nobody knew. Just people in Bitcoin knew about Mt. Gox. This hurts a lot more than 3AC because really not a lot of people knew about that. But there are billboards with this goon's face on it, and there's a lot of memery going out there, and there's a lot of money pumped into FTX. And now Tom Brady's fucking involved with Giselle Munchin. Like, it's like, oh, and the public is seeing this. Like, I'm talking to my group of friends that aren't into crypto. They're well off, man. They've been doctors for a decade and a half, like surgeons at that. And they're like, hey, man, so I sold all my shit. Crypto is fucking wild. And I'm like, yeah, there's really good. There's nothing I can tell you. I'm not going to try to persuade
Might
you.
have been a good idea. Yeah.
Good. Get away from this shit right now. Get way fucking far away from it. Like, this is not good. This is not good for the public. It's not good for anybody right now. We got to learn some lessons and go start back at Baltic Avenue. Like, that's what needs to happen right now. Because
I mean, I'm still my career is still based on this ecosystem. And I don't foresee leaving it anytime soon.
I don't think you'll have to, right? Because there's
I won't. Crypto's going to be around. It's just a matter of like how much does when we started this podcast, the motto was adoption, the only thing that matters. Like the concept of what adoption is, I think has changed drastically. Because like we got adoption. This is what we thought adoption was. Or but it's garbage. This is not real adoption. And I think real adoption is it's affecting people's lives, but they don't know they're using this stuff. They're just able to do new stuff. They don't use the word crypto or blockchain or transaction. They might use transactions. They make a transaction, but like they're just like, I can do this thing now with a a community, and it works. That's it. It's just the infrastructure of all this stuff works should be buried so far down that we don't have to use the same damn words. Like we don't have to tell people they're using NFTs. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have to use the word NFT. It's stupid.
I'm with you on that, Corey. I absolutely am with you. I think the next iteration of crypto, take all these words away from everyday people. I don't want to walk into work and see the guys that that I have lifting fucking 2-ton slabs of rock say, hey, man, have you seen that new NFT project? Non-fungible tokens, baby. I'm like, you shouldn't be saying those words. You don't know what those words mean. What is ERC 721? Why are we having this conversation? We should not be having this conversation. Like, the tech needs to get buried deep, and then shit needs to just start working. And guess what? It's gonna centralize. We talked about this, Corey.
No, well,
there's gonna be winners.
There will be winners. That doesn't mean it's centralized. Stop saying that fucking word. Like, everyone just stop saying that word. Stop saying decentralized and centralized.
We're banning words, baby. Banning words on the Bitcoin podcast.
It's such a stupid. Well, there's so many degrees of centralization. Like, if you look at Bitcoin or Ethereum, arguably the two most decentralized blockchains out there, like there's a central source of truth. So we're talking about, for most of the time, if people say decentralized, they're talking about decentralization of power, such that a small number of individuals can't screw over everyone else. But like, it's still centralized. The information is purposefully centralized. There's one ledger that everyone has. And also, like, perfectly, quote unquote, like everything being equal for every participant is incredibly unrealistic and inefficient for a lot of applications. So for a specific application, there exists a appropriate amount of decentralization in various dimensions. And talking about it so blatantly, like it's not decentralized, is such a stupid fucking argument. Yeah. There's more to it. It's basically like, what are my expectations? And who can stop me from doing those things? And if the answer is one guy, it's probably bad.
Yeah.
I watched a lecture given by Vitalik years ago at Stanford in a classroom that's dedicated for, I think, medical students. And he was talking about what decentralization actually meant in terms of the context of Ethereum being able to run a node. And in that specific context, he said anybody, like average Joe, should be able to take their computer and participate in the network. And if they can't, and it requires a supercomputer or, basically non-accessible off-the-shelf equipment, then you're no longer running, a network that is adequately, in his words, decentralized.
Yeah, and that was one of the main goals of Ethereum, was to maintain the inclusion of access for participating to be done by commoditized hardware. Like they wanted to make sure that everyone could participate and it didn't coalesce into this kind of mining farms, high capital, low low margins enterprise that Bitcoin is today. And that was the way in which they measured decentralization, is who has the ability to participate in this thing reasonably. But when you look at the distribution of those things, it's not as decentralized as it could be. You don't like that word? Sorry, Wayne does not like the word
Hold on,
commoditized.
let's throw that out there because Wayne just said, Corey, you better shut your pie hole, buddy. You better shut your pie hole.
What's wrong with the word commoditized?
Shut your pie hole.
Cracking now.
You gotta put some pie in that pie hole. You better stop using words you're not supposed to use. First of all, what I want to know, Jesse, you can back me up on this. Why is Corey's camera so much better than ours? I want to look at him.
It's
I don't even wanna
literally
look
the
at
same
us.
camera. We all have the same camera.
Like,
How
Actually,
is yours
Jesse has
so much better than mine?
There.
There.
It's kind of better.
Oh, now
Just
it is
more light.
How are y'all doing this? I want to look as good as y'all.
You
look
literally
on
have
camera.
the same camera as we do.
That's why
We've
I'm
been through
asking.
this.
Hold on.
I don't know.
What's
Using
wrong
Logitune?
with mine? My room is a little dark. You think that's
I
it?
don't know.
You
Your room
use
is not
Logitune
dark.
and use light.
No, it's very dark. I don't have the lights on in here. This is
looks,
all
it
coming
looks like
from
you're
the
in
monitor.
the Matrix. You're in the what is it? What is that white room that Homeboy's in the Matrix?
This is not the first time we've
It's the
seen
training room. Oh no, I don't. Is that the training room?
Well, the training room is one.
Dear Lord, I'm gonna kick you out of this, Jesse. The
What do you
architect.
mean, dude?
Come
The
on.
architect.
No, the white room. What is it called?
Oh,
When he first enters the Matrix.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
The construct.
Oh, there we go.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called construct.
Oh, okay.
See,
Get on my
let
level.
there be light. It's not as good as you guys, but we'll see. Maybe I should get the camera closer. Sorry, it's called the construct. There we go. So, anyways, yeah. To put it frank, I hate that our last episode is on such a low note in crypto, right? Like,
I'm excited. I mean, I don't know. Like,
this
if y'all
is good
if
for
y'all been
crypto.
listening all these years and y'all been hodling plussing, I don't know how to say
Yeah.
that word
I mean,
as an adjective, hodl plussing. You're doing okay.
very true. Hodl
I've
Plus,
also seen a lot of people come through the Slack community and build careers and make a lot of friends and build a network out of it. And they're probably doing okay for themselves, or at least they're going to be able to do okay for themselves, not doing now. Like
Yeah.
this industry isn't going away. And there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be built off the backs of what we built so far. I don't think it's low because prices are down, but who cares?
That's true. If you're a member of our community, then you've been a member of our community this whole 7-year run, you're probably doing all right. We try to drop dimes in a very
Financial advice.
hashtag, hashtag not financial advice, hashtag not legal advice, hashtag we just have gut feelings about things and we try to drop dimes in the show as like, hey, right now would be probably a good time to change those numbers if you want to. Hashtag not investment advice. But like you just gotta I think it's been a good run. Honestly do. I think we've interviewed hundreds of people, close to 1,000. I know that. I know we've got almost 1,000 episodes worth of shows out there we've had in the run of the Bitcoin podcast. From the Bitcoin podcast network, we at one point had 10 shows. The Ethereum show.
Dose of Ether.
Dose of Ether. No, we had an Ethereum podcast.
Yeah, that was
Evan Van
Vanessa's
Ness.
original show.
Yeah, before he went straight ETH Maxi, but I think he's doing that as a joke, honestly.
It's partial parody that I think he's leaning into and believing.
Like he's become
It started
the
out
method.
ironic, but like with everything that like when someone does ironically for a long period of time, it just becomes a part of them, and they actually are that person after a while. Like name someone who can do something ironically for years and then not just do it naturally and become that person.
Oh,
I do that. Like I actually say bro now.
you
I
did.
started out saying it ironically. Oh, shut up, bro. But like now I just do it. And now I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't really ironic. I actually meant it.
I wanted to. That's why I didn't start the carrot Charlie McTriangles, because I didn't want to get too into it. I did not want to get too into that.
I really
character.
wish that you had like a very in-depth triangle theory for trading that was based out of nothing. Just it was developed as a parody to triangle making people, and then you
Yeah.
led into it so hard you believed it because it worked a few times. You're like, listen, bro. I think I'm onto something. Like these triangles they may work. Like
I knew this whole time the law of signs was gonna work. I knew the whole time. Nobody is looking at these triangles like I'm looking at them. Like, oh my god, Charlie McTriangles would have been.
Is
such
this
a good
reverse
character.
teacup?
No,
Oh
like,
yeah, that was my favorite. It was my
favorite
favorite.
one.
The
Reverse
teacup.
teacup.
There it is, right there. I'm betting it all in. I hit it like 1 out of 10 times.
do you guys have any friends who are quants?
Like real quants or
like real
Bitcoin quants?
No. I'm talking about like a real traditional finance, like Jane Street quants.
Yeah.
Talking about
Yatsik was a high performance trader.
So why did he come into crypto?
He likes crypto. He cares about self sovereignty. Interested in distributed networks.
Yeah.
Does that shit actually work?
That's
What?
my question. Like,
I
does
don't think it works, dude.
that's
I think you
that,
just gotta be on the inside, and you gotta
it
bust
works.
your ass to get there.
No. It's say like the equivalent is what is the current.
Let me look at the highest
Hard to look
winning
at it this way.
algorithms.
But like we're reproducing that world in the MEV world of how fast can I basically like manipulate transactions in such a way that I can sandwich someone, I can incentivize the miner to sandwich this transaction before someone else can. There's a whole bunch of MEV strategies of extracting value, but like that was the physical equivalent of high frequency trading when they basically had to make regulation for the amount of wire that was sent to the trading offices, because people were basically buying up real estate that was closer and closer and closer to the servers, so they can have millisecond time advantages to trading to others, because they were able, like, if you know what's going to happen with a specific amount of time, you're guaranteed to make money. So they basically had to standardize the amount of distance of actual cable, because the limiting reagent here was like the speed of light in a cable to these firms, so that they were all on the same amount of cable and they couldn't cheat because it worked. It was 100%. And so being a human in this game, it no longer works because it's all run by machines and algorithmic trading.
Do magnets fuck it up?
We don't have that issue with stuff anymore, man.
What? Sometimes
Magnets are going to ruin most of the electronics that we use today, unless it's like a really big magnet.
Sometimes I feel so out of touch. Since when did magnets stop breaking shit? I've been avoiding magnetized shit for a very long time. I don't even stand too close to the self-checkout because they got the little magnet in there, and when you scan stuff,
You together like opts out of using the airport checking thing.
Well, you got to go through that. Like, you can't avoid that at all. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. I'm
looking at, like, there was a platform called Quantopian, and everything was like a cloud hosted library for back testing, any sort of like off the shelf algorithms that you could think of. And posted a link to one guy's trading algorithm that I guess put him in the top 10. I just remember that this platform went under. I'm not entirely sure why, but I do remember seeing that people came up with algorithms that had pretty decent returns. This one has 16.95% returns, but I don't know in what time period. I
know it's possible,
feels
but
like voodoo.
I know it's possible, but I think this is just my assumption. I
Yeah.
think it's possible before big whales start getting in on it, and it's
No,
just
because
like a
it's not
natural.
static. It's
Well,
not a
like
static
for example,
game.
when I
Like,
was trading
whenever I have a
Ether,
strategy and it gets the process of implementing a strategy in the open market will change the dynamics of that market such that it's no longer like eventually once people catch on, it will no longer be the optimal strategy. So it's always this cat and mouse game of how do I understand what's currently going on and make bets that I can do better. In the process of doing better, they'll change the market and someone else needs to do better. And like, so so this is this constant change in what unoptimal strategy would be. And, shit happens in markets. So like there's so many different variables depending upon what quote unquote, like a price.
Aren't you just
made
like
by.
blindly
I think-
trying to feel out whoever's the bigger whale than you, whoever's moving the markets in a way that you're not? Isn't that what it
You're dealing with
all
humans,
essentially
right?
comes to?
Markets are just humans assigning value to arbitrary things. Some of those things, a lot of those things, well, I guess for traditional finance, most of those things don't have any real value behind them because they're derivatives. But like the basis, the foundation of all these things actually has utility somewhere. So you have some level of like first approximation to what the value of that thing is based on its utility in the real world. Like for like trading spaces, it was like orange juice concentrate. That was the example they used. And then you build just mountains of derivatives on the top of these things that are bets on bets on bets on bets on bets, which dramatically increases your leverage. And based on how all those things work, you can come up with strategies to try and move things in a specific way to put 100 million in and get 103 million out. And people are trying to rebuild that on crypto, where the underlying asset doesn't have that strong first approximation of utility yet. So of course it's incredibly volatile, and the ones who play close to the edge are going to get burned. This is why FTX got burned, because they tried to do a bunch of shit based on an incredibly volatile asset that they didn't keep enough reserves. One of the comments in that CZ, which is the CEO of Binance, made in a lot of this acquisition stuff is like, we don't use BNB as underlying collateral in our ecosystem because that's how you play dangerous games. Like they did.
I had a
It's like fun,
conspiracy
actually.
about today that I don't wish to talk about on the show right now, but let's just hope that I'm wrong. If you join the Slack, you can find out that shit I was talking. But yeah, I don't know. Crypto, it's a one thing that is pretty bright for us personally is that today we crossed the 4 million total downloads mark, which holy cow, I wish we put a price on 4 million things and sold it. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. But instead, we've just been doing a free podcast and people have downloaded it 4 million times. Probably more, but those are just the hard downloads that we count.
Across the various shows, 4 million episodes. Not bad. It's
So
like
very,
still like a fraction of what Joe gets for a single episode, but fuck him.
he gets like 4 million downloads an episode? Really?
He's like 30 million or something stupid.
Huh. Well,
yeah, CZ
Yeah.
said 2 big lessons. Never use a token you created as collateral. Don't borrow if you run a crypto business. Don't use capital efficiently. Have a large reserve. Binance has never used BNB for collateral, and we never taken on debt. So like that was his like assessment of the current situation of FTX. And here we are.
does Coinbase have any debt?
I don't know. Maybe.
You know, one
look at
good
these
thing that
things.
is coming out of this is people are trying to be more transparent about their reserves.
We'll see if they do, right? Like
He said that
we've
they're
had
gonna have
proof of
some sort of
reserves.
proof of reserves.
We've had that forever. No one does it. Like that technology, the proof of reserve, like Dan Benet made that years ago and has been trying to like lobby it to the different things, to the different exchanges to show that they have these things. And not a single one has implemented as far as I understand.
So Binance said that they are going to do that soon, right? You saw
They
that tweet.
said it. See if they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
I think
Coinbase
that
shows you. right? Coinbase shows you like what their balance sheet is in terms of customer assets and how much they have.
That's how much they say they have.
We're talking about
Right.
on-chain.
Proof, right? There's a way you can prove it
On-chain, you
with
can prove it,
cryptography.
right? And there's not. I also not Benet did it, but also what's his name? Avalanche. He had a protocol for it on the Bitcoin blockchain to prove proof of reserve.
Oh, that was a vault, I think.
Damn, how did I forget his name? He's like one of my
Him and
favorite
Gunsarir.
people. Gunsarir. Jeez, I'm sorry, dude. You're like one of my favorite people in crypto. It's just been a long day watching the internet get
And you heard
FTX.
Colin's impression of him, which was probably the best impression I've heard so far.
I gotta hear it one day. Colin, I know you might be watching. Can you give us that impression, but in your new metaverse thing that you're doing? Because that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, put that in the Slack as you're listening to us, if you're still listening to us, and I will play it on the show.
Oh man. Maybe we should do some like let's think back on the years type conversation. Like
Little B,
how
man.
much, huh?
Like, who was it? Who was that one rapper that we interviewed at the conference? What was his name?
Oh my
Lil
god,
Boosie.
Lil Boosie.
Mm.
That was a moment. That was a
Just
moment.
experiencing him in real life was a moment.
It was Lil Boosie on the right and a furry convention on the left.
That's right. That was happening
And
at the same
we
time
were in the
same
middle of it.
building.
And it was just one of the most surreal moments of my life. That
This is what
30
Texas
minute
Bitcoin conference?
the Texas Bitcoin Super Conference or something like that.
Yeah, what's his name? Dead now. Daddy McDetterson.
What? He's dead?
Yeah, it was a real
He died?
controversial character.
John
in-
McAfee.
Yeah, John McAfee.
Oh, McAfee, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Daddy
he was there
McPherson.
as like the Keystone or the highlight show, and he's like, "You want to go talk to him?" I was like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah. I learned a lot about crypto like enthusiasts of all types when you go to these conferences. And one of the things that happened to me at that conference, we were all eating lunch, right? And then like the lunchroom clears out. And I was like, huh. And then this guy comes in and he's cleaning the lunchroom with us. Corey, you probably don't remember this. He's cleaning and he was like, hey, are you guys here for the crypto conference? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, well, you know, John McAfee's about to talk. He's on the main stage right now. And I was like, you couldn't pay me to watch that guy talk. And he was like, yeah, well, he's worth billions of dollars and you're here eating cold chicken. So, and I was like, fuck you, cleaning guy. That's like exactly like I'm so mad. I was like, ah.
You see how many hats we gave out today? You shut your mouth.
Yeah, we gave out hats. We had the best spot in the hallway.
I regret giving out swag at that place and not to people who would actually care about it. Guaranteed, there's a bunch of swag just like either just sitting in someone's closet. They have no idea who it is.
Yeah. We gave out like a lot of money worth of swag for free that day. Anyways, just all memories. But that was a good memory. Also interviewing what's her name? I know if it's that it can't be that memorable if I don't even remember her name. The musician.
Imogen Heap.
That was a big moment for us.
I preferred Rack.
Wait, how did she sing? Can you do an impression?
Not without
that's like a
autotune. What you say? Natural lemon raw. That's how it sounded. But that was good.
Can we do a throwback like D impersonating a black guy talking about crypto?
Oh man, that was a long run. I don't even remember some of the impersonations.
First like 20 episodes, D would impersonate a celebrity black guy talking about crypto.
Yeah, I did Denzel. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers better have your own keys if you're trying. It was stupid. It was really stupid. Or I was just a black guy impersonating black guys talking about crypto. So that was the thing. Eric Voorhees was like episode 3 for us, and I remember I almost pissed my pants. I don't know why I was so nervous because like we just tweeted at him and I was like, hey Voorhees, you want to come on this show called the Bitcoin Podcast? He was like, yep. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, this works.
And then we talked to him. about one thing I can say about that guy is if you ever feel there's two people in crypto. If you ever feel do Mr. T right now, I can do Mr. T right now. You listen here, you dry turkeys. You need to be listening to Mr. T, and you need to go out and get yourself a ledger. You need to go out and get yourself a ledger so you can put your private keys and you can have custody of your own things. Okay? You can have custody of your own crypto. You don't need no Coinbase. You definitely don't need no FTX. Too soon. You need to go out and get your own shit. All right? I pity y'all. I pity you, Mr. Bankman Friedman.
Fried,
What's his
Sam
fucking
Bankman
name?
Fried.
I don't give a fuck. Comb your hair. Thank you. Hold up. I gotta let
Thank
you
you,
know.
thank you, thank you.
That was extremely
Extremely well done.
You can keep writing those all calling. I'll go back into it. What was I about to talk about? What was I about to talk about?
I forgot what we were talking about.
Shit.
I don't know.
Memorable moments. I was talking about
What you
say?
say?
What you say? We went talking about black people. Oh,
Jesse, what about
Airboys.
you?
There's two people. Hold up.
My memorable moments were from when we were doing coding sessions, to be quite honest. When we were doing crypto zombies, trying to work our way through trying to push out NFTs on Ethereum. That was fun. And then D was like, asking me all these questions about why is this named this way? Man, coding people are so dumb. Like they name things stupid. Like they should just make them make sense. I was like, I can't help you, D. That's just the way things are.
Yeah. It was a sad realization for me. We went from what the headers to what was it? We changed the name of it.
Just the headers.
We went from just the headers to
what the headers.
What the headers.
Yeah.
And I was trying to learn how to code with Jesse, and it went from 0 to 100 too fast for me. Like I was like, oh, this is easy. Like crypto zombies, I get it, cool. And then it was like lesson 2, actual coding. And I was like,
you were like, this is so easy. And then like on lesson 3, you were like, yeah, I'm copying and pasting this. Like, I'm just gonna hit show answer.
I would go show answer to see how wrong I was, and then just copy and paste. I was like, oh, I guess that works. I don't get it. And then I just started complaining about coding in general. I wanted to actually go backwards, like for humans. Like I was like, this is stupid. I feel like there's no human connection here. We need to do away with this. Computer science needs to be. I was getting upset. I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Why does this go right to left? That one goes left to right. What's going on here? Oh, it's not working because there's a parenthesis. Okay, I'm done with this. I was like, I'm done.
I remember doing the Just the Headers show with you, and we were like scrambling every 30 minutes before each show, having to put together like headlines. It's like, oh fuck, all right, is this your week?
I had that big spreadsheet that kind of populated.
That was nice. He put that together.
It got too large and it stopped loading fast. So that was one of the impetuses why I quit, because I was like, I'm tired of pruning all these headlines just so we could prune them more for a show. I didn't want to do it. And then
it started becoming more of the same, right? It was like, okay, hack, okay,
regulation.
Regulation, hack. Somebody's insolvent for whatever reason. Somebody died, but they faked their death. Whatever, like just there was no substance. It was just I don't know.
I did a word.
I mean, journalism in crypto is bad.
Oh god, no.
I can understand why that lady Laura Shin spun off her own podcast to actually talk about kind of meaningful things. Because I think she used to be a core contributor of like what CoinDesk or Cointelegraph, one of them.
I can't remember, but I do know
maybe Forbes as well. I don't know. Yeah,
her podcast is like on airplanes. No, Forbes.
Yeah.
I remember, Jesse, I did a word map. Remember, I was like, I feel like we're talking about the same things, and so I highlighted the whole spreadsheet, Corey. I'm talking thousands of rows. And I put it in a word map, and like the top 3 words were government, hack, and regulation. And I was like, this is silly. This is getting silly. Like, this is all that's happening. And that was years ago. That was 2018. Yeah. That was 2018. So now we probably in the same situation where
Bet if you
Spreadsheet would
redid
be
that,
no
if
different.
you redid that spreadsheet, it would be the exact same word map.
Yeah,
And you might see some like layer 2s or
layer 1. Yeah. But anyway, so that was a thing. That was a thing. I remember it was really tough at first because Corey was in Brazil, right? And that was you were either 2 hours behind or 4 hours behind, according to like it was the daylight savings time.
Yeah, the way the daylight savings times worked was the opposite. So like you'd go back, and I go forward, and so
Yeah,
it was like spread out the time zone difference. Granted, we did it every single Saturday morning.
yeah. It was really tough to record when you were in Brazil, but it was still fun, right?
It's
Because
also loud. Do you hear
yeah.
all the birds in the background?
Oh, yeah. And motorcycles. What's going on in Brazil with motorcycles? That's what I want to know.
Streets suck.
Yeah, it was a lot of cool. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Two people. If you're in crypto right now, you've been in crypto for a very long time. Crypto was a lot different 10 years ago. Whole lot. I'll just say that. Now, one of the two of the people in this whole space that will kind of like reinstill, I can just call it faith now because it is what it is. We know the technology is lagging. It's gonna get there hopefully one day, but it'll reinstill your faith in why this stuff even started and why it's important in the first place. And those two people are Andreas Antonopoulos and Eric Voorhees. I think those two together are very articulate when they speak about Bitcoin and what it offers and what it doesn't, and when they speak about Ethereum and what it offers and what it doesn't. Anybody else, I don't know. And on the very opposite end of that spectrum, there's one person, and his name is BitBoy. Don't listen to that guy. Jesus Christ. That's
I don't
the
think I've
opposite
ever
end of
even
the spectrum.
seen him.
He's
Yeah, I
Alex
haven't.
Jones of crypto. It's bananas. This guy. I can't stand him. But those are the two people. I don't know. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, we've interviewed two of them, and I've never even seen or heard of the other one until recently. So that gives you at least like I'd agree with that. I think
Yeah.
I would say Andreas probably still holds the largest number of interviews we had with one person. Eric has, I think, 3. Andreas had like 7.
No, it's Goon now. Across the whole network, it's Goon.
Across the whole network, it's probably Goon. But like also like it'd be Avalanche because I interviewed a few other people outside of Goon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still close. I don't know. You can do a search on the website, bitcoinpodcast.com, and probably come up with episodes.
Mm-hmm. So one thing we can reassure you guys listening still, thank you, right? We know we've got a core audience and you guys stick around, and we're going to continue to release the hashing it out on this feed, right? We're going to continue to do hashing it out. We're going to continue to release content here as well. You're going to find it. But we're just kind of pump the brakes on the Bitcoin podcast. Now, obviously we're not idiots. We're keeping the hell out of that domain. Right, come on now, the bitcoinpodcast.com.
That's
Get out of
mine.
here. Get out of here. That's staying. That's not going anywhere unless somebody's like, here's a super check for that domain. And we'll be like, a super check, you say?
Yeah, I'll take a super check.
A super check. We like super checks. Right. But other than that, we're gonna hang on to that, and we're gonna keep pumping this feed out to you guys. And obviously it's sticking because 4 million downloads in total is not bad. Obviously it's not Rogan numbers, but the Rogan is like here, and second place is like in the on the opposite side of the planet, like when it comes to podcast numbers, right? So did you put that up there?
Yeah.
$20. 250,000 FTT tokens for the domain.
$20.
So,
What was your favorite show out of all the shows that we had on the network? Actually, take that back. What was your least favorite show on the network?
Oh, I don't know my least favorite show, but I know my least favorite moment when Block Channel was we were syndicating Block Channel. My least favorite moment was when we had on this project who was talking about making a galaxy, and then
That's Urbit. They're getting popular now.
I like
Are you
Urbit.
serious?
Yeah, they're getting really popular now.
It's cool.
I got so pissed in that interview.
You were mad. You were so mad at the naming conventions of this thing.
I was
I thought
like,
they were kind of cool.
It was a really good episode too. I thought it was a great episode. Dude was pissed off.
I was mad. I left mid-interview. I just left.
Really?
Yeah, I just left because I was like, why are you why what nobody wants to slingshot around a star? Why don't you just say steak? Why don't you just say steak? What's going on? I was just mad. I was mad. Well, obviously, they were onto something. But my
Yeah,
favorite
Corey bought a planet, and I bought a planet too.
Yeah. I should have bought a fucking star a long time ago when we had
Watch-
that episode. It would have been cheap.
Yeah,
Watch me be the bigger fool.
I didn't know.
My least favorite episode of the Bitcoin podcast. I don't know. They were all really, really fun to record. I know my least favorite person to interview was
Talking about show. What was your least favorite show on the network?
my least favorite show was the one with I think she's a lobbyist.
The
But
law one.
no, this was a long time ago. She was like right when we first got into Bitcoin, she was right on the level like Melton Demure, I think that's her name. And she's a brunette lady. I'd have to go back in the catalog.
Wait, you're asking about a show on the podcast network, right?
No, he's
Yeah.
asking about a show on the Bitcoin podcast.
I'm
No, he's talking about the show on the network, like
one of the shows on the network.
Oh,
all the
our
shows on the network that we had.
like-
Which one was your least
I know
favorite?
exactly
the
which
bullpen
one.
one. I don't think I
The-
ever listened to that, so I'd probably say that's the one I probably didn't like.
Right up there with that and the DJ, the music one, because that music one got us banned on Spotify, and that probably hurt us. I'm gonna say that probably
I
hurt
liked him though.
because Spotify was blowing up, right? But he in one of his episodes he used music he shouldn't have, and then Spotify banned us, and then we've never been able to get back on Spotify, and that's been years. Like where I'm like, hey guys, we've done everything you asked. Can we get back on Spotify? And they're like,
Yeah.
no. The answer is no. You've got to go talk to this random agency that represents musicians, and I go talk to them.
I remember you
No.
tried doing that for like a whole year,
Yep,
and even
I
longer
just,
than a year.
I just gave up. It's at this point where I'm still like, I called them back in August. I called them beginning of August, and I said, hey, remember me, the guy that's just trying to get a show back on Spotify? Like, yeah, we're still working remote, so we can't really do anything. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything now. It's 2022. Everybody's working remote. Can you please fix our Spotify? And they're like, see what we can do. Can't make any promises. That's my least favorite show because that hurt us actually, because Spotify is now blown up as a place for podcasting, and we were right in there at the beginning of it. We were the first crypto show on Spotify, and I was like, this is dope. I thought that was a really big deal, and then that show got us F'd in the A. We don't even have it on the website anymore because of it. That was my least favorite show. Sorry, DJ. I think you were an okay DJ, but you messed us up, man. So
Let's see, what do we have here? Archive announcements. Whoa. Blocked by Design, Bullpen Podcast, Dose of Ether, Hashing It Out, On Ramping with D, NFT QT, Bitcoin Podcast. You know, I think I disliked NFT QT the most, despite it being popular. I just don't really like Q.
fair enough.
He has never really contributed in any way, shape, or form other than us letting him have a podcast on our network.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
thanks for
remember
nothing.
that.
Like, also,
rubbed
like
people wrong
the
way.
40 different instances of, hey, I got an idea, let's try this, to then it never happening.
Yeah, I will tell you something about Q.
He's got
The man knows his stuff.
He's got a severe grind, and he knows how to do things that are good for him.
Before the onslaught of crypto influencers, he literally sat me down. This was a 3-hour conversation I had with you, Q. You remember it. And he sat me down and he said, look at all these tools I use. And he uses all these tools to scrub the internet for what to talk about. And he was like, nobody's talking about Bitcoin on YouTube still. It's weird. I don't get it. You need to be that guy. He's like, even if you're making 5-minute videos in your hotel room, talk about Bitcoin, put a bunch of hashtags, use these words, and boom, it's going to blow up.
He knows how the internet works.
And
he knows how to like leverage himself really well. I just like actual, legitimate community contribution, and he does not have that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he didn't do any
NFTQT
of that.
was a very well made show, though. I think I could say
Oh, it was. It was no.
Very
He
well
made a
made.
great show. It did not help us in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, there's a lot of people still listening to NFTQT. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Good for him. Is he publishing it still?
No, he stopped right around the time we charged. So,
Oh, that's weird.
As soon as
That's
we were
fucking
like,
weird.
"Hey, man, we're not gonna do this for free anymore," he was like, "Well, that's
Well, he also
my
had his
cue. That's
CNBC
my."
thing, right?
Oh, that's true. He did get on CNBC, so that probably
Yeah.
stopped some things as well. But my least favorite interview was that lady, though. I don't even remember her name. That's how I was
Lady.
like, this.
It was an interview.
Yeah, it was
it
an
early?
interview. It was
I'm on the site
early.
now.
She was a brunette. She was go to the Bitcoin podcast and go to like the first. Let's go through like the first 30 episodes. I'll be able to spot it off the bat. That's the most recent stuff. You got to go to the
Sure
large
is.
numbers. Ooh,
Going back.
our thumbnails took a hit.
I really wish like, Cello did such an outstanding job with the structure and thumbnails of things.
Yeah, man.
He killed it.
Yeah, he did. He's still killing
Christopher
it, dude.
O.
No,
Sandy.
she's amazing. I low-key had a I low-key
Episode
had a
10,
crush
bottoms
on her.
up. Guests, alcohol. Because we
Oh,
got
man.
shit hammered every 10 episodes. Torsten Hoffman, Perrianne Boring.
That's
That's who
her.
it is. That's
And
the
it was
one.
boring, dude. I did not like that. I did not like that interview. I didn't like that show. I was just like, golly, you are supposed to
Do
be
you
doing
find
what you're
financial
doing.
talk a bit boring? This week, we provide not so boring perspective on economics.
So, that feed is still going strong. Libsyn.
What? Yeah.
It's getting like $10,000 a month.
Good
Libsyn.
for us. I don't know
Anyways,
I hope people aren't making decisions off those early episodes. That's for sure.
yeah. You guys, those episodes are fun episodes. Just go listen to them. But my most favorite, I have to say, my most favorite thing that we interview. I really loved when we would interview just average people trying to use Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
One of my
Stats?
favorite moments was calling that Burger King that was down the street from where I lived and asking if they took
There it
Bitcoin.
is.
And they were like, "What's
Look
it?
at
Oh, the
this guy, man.
stats page still works."
Oh yeah, stats page still works.
Oh,
This is
wow.
up until let's see here. Bullpen Podcast 21 is when I stopped updating this.
Okay, but that's a manual update, so none of that stuff is accurate right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had to manual update it. It said like awesome stats, dude. Cumulative downloads over time versus daily downloads.
Man, that's dope.
All interactive and shit.
That's
Those
pretty
weekly
slick, man.
downloads and flat out. Ooh, what's
That's pretty
that?
slick.
Let's see. Monthly downloads, like the average statistics on what day people are listening to us. Oh no, versus the number of episodes released on that day. The average downloads per episode. Like that, you can see what the bear market hit.
Look! Our
Where'd the bear market
downloads
go?
literally look like a crypto chart. Look at that! Look at that shit, Jesse.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even now.
Oh boy!
This is slick.
Yeah, my favorite episode was the chicken guy from Australia.
He was so chill.
There was a chicken farmer who sold eggs. That's probably why I align with the chicken project right now, honestly. It was such a cool dude. He sold eggs. He created like an egg economy with Bitcoin of his
Like that
local
was
farmers.
like episode.
Right? And they would pay him in Bitcoin to rent his chickens, right? So they could sell the eggs from that chicken.
Mark Burgunder.
Yep, that's him. Yep,
Episode
that's him.
17. Buddha
Yeah.
Organics. I wonder if that's still available.
I wonder what he's doing
There's
now.
no way.
Packs full. Jeez, God, that's old.
He's in Queensland, so let's see. Is this still available? There's no way this still works. Oh, job openings.
Well,
Yeah,
obviously
it'll
made
work
some
for
money.
him.
Oh, do you remember Corey and I
Oh,
got
they're
swept
not.
up in a Corey and I got swept up in a scam. We got swept up in a scam back in the day.
Which one?
Remember
Oh, the B golden
Neo
bumble,
B.
Neo B.
Neo B, the crypto bank. Like this tells you how long and just scams and scummy behavior. Like as soon as something new is hot on the streets, the first people in are the fucking scams and scums. Like they're like, oh, nobody knows about this. I'm about to take advantage, right? And so there was a bank supposedly in Greece called Neo B, Neobee, and it was gonna be the first Bitcoin bank. These people had fake signs made, fake big neon signs. They had an entire fake lobby made. They had fake people hired to play like bank clerks. And I was like, dude, look, it's a bank. And Corey was like, holy shit, it is a bank. And, you know, you're young and you do stupid things. Because now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, Bitcoin bank. I don't know about that.
There wasn't a lot of due diligence there.
None at all. And so I was like, dude, all you got to do to invest is just send some Bitcoin to this wallet right here.
I did
And-
the like micro loans. I did a lot of that. And like I think net I actually think I came out on top with that. Cause like I pulled out like a Bitcoin like last year from that platform because like all the loans that
Oh, I
defaulted
remember
finally
that.
paid something back or whatever. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, what the
I would not gonna say it
fuck?
because I think it's still operating.
I was doing that too. Shit, I should probably
Look at
fucking
it.
remember.
There's I guarantee you they have a non-trivial amount of money on that thing.
Fuck. I'm gonna need to get the name of that after the show. Wow, I could have some Trump change in my pockets. I'm not even
I'll find it.
remembering. We had a bot. We've done a lot of things.
Yeah, we did a trading
with
bots.
crypto.
We did and
That trading bot did pretty damn good.
It didn't do as good as our just winning it. Like we
That's
just like
true.
when we had a collective group that we poured money into, like crypto into, and then we just like said, let's trade this now. And they're like, okay, cool. And then we just do that. Like that performed like way better than our bot
Yeah, they did.
Wait, doing what?
trading.
Yeah, we traded. You know trading, Jesse. Jesse knows trading. He's a trading warrior over here. Don't let the smooth taste fool your audience. This man right here, he could trade. Jesse, you're probably one of those people that could take a penny and turn it into a house.
Got it.
No,
Aren't you?
no,
Don't lie.
no, I can't.
I always think it's funny how you stumbled upon our show. And I don't even think you've listened to much of our show, honestly. I'm going to be 100%.
No.
Yep, I knew it.
No.
I knew you
I
don't
listened
listen to like
3 episodes, and I enjoyed making a podcast with you and just hanging out and learning more about the space. Because back then I was still working at an engineering firm, and it was like
Sure.
in my off time in the evenings that I would just hang out with you guys. And I was trading like a degen with Joe back in the day in Slack and Price Talk channel. I think somebody else created Price Talk channel.
I did because I didn't want it in the general channel.
Yeah, because we were tearing it up, talking
Yeah,
about
I didn't
dumb
want
shit.
people. I didn't want the focus of the general channel to be about price, so we made the pricing channel, and now it's like one of the main channels.
you're ripping and a tearing.
Yeah.
Ripping and a tearing.
We're gonna wrap it up. I have a meeting for work happening 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So,
you everybody for listening for all of these years.
Yeah.
We are still going strong, but we're at
Yep.
Hashing It Out, and we're doing more technical related content.
hashingoutout.com, hashingout.stream, hashingout. Basically every other top level domain.
Hey,
Eventually we'll all point to the same page, but right now hashingout.com is where you find the info.
Yeah, and here's something I don't do very often. If you know someone or are someone, interested in sponsoring a show that gets, tens of thousands of downloads a month, which doesn't sound like a lot when we're dealing with these such large numbers on YouTube, but this is an audio focused podcast. So those numbers mean something. People are like driving in their car, they're at the gym, walking on the treadmill, they're doing some shit in their home, and we're just talking to them in their ear like this.
Oh, and I guarantee someone has been listening to us while having sex.
I know they have.
No way.
I know for a fact.
You know for a
it's
fact?
happened. Yeah.
Were you listening to yourself while having sex?
Not on purpose, but it did happen.
Not
yeah.
on purpose. What do you mean? You don't accidentally turn on the Bitcoin podcast.
So here's the deal. I turned on the Bitcoin podcast. I put it on YouTube. I put it on my TV. I wanted to listen to us talk. And then my girlfriend came in the room. Not the girlfriend I have now, but the girlfriend I had before. And she, she wanted to get a little freaky.
Blah, 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 blah.
She wanted to do some freaky freak. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say no. I said, welcome to the Bitcoin podcast, baby. That's what I said.
Ready to get your dose of ether?
Yeah. Give her the business. I don't know what you want me to tell
the
you.
bullpen.
Welcome to the bullpen.
Take it to the bullpen
baby.
podcast.
No, but yes, not only me, but I'm pretty sure someone else has too. Just the odds are there, right? And somebody told me one. So I had a coworker tell me this with our boss present. He was like,
wrap up.
He goes, I listen to you while I sleep sometimes, and I was like, what? And then my boss was like, what did he say? And I was like, and he's like, no. And I was like, yeah, that was weird. Anyways, let's wrap this up. And let's kick it old school. Where's it?
Yeah, where are your shout outs with the ladies?
Want those?
Yeah.
Want those? Hold on, I got you. I got you, boo.
Here, this one. No, this one. There you go.
Shout out to Doja Cat. You keep doing your thing, girl. Hold on, go back to her. I want everyone to notice that she's got an exceptionally rectangular forehead, and no one talks about it enough. It's perfectly, two of those sides are the same congruent as the, you know what I'm saying? It's the definition of a rectangle. I'm not going to spit out top of my head. All right, next one. Shout out to Lil Nas X, man. You're still doing your thing. I'm pretty sure in about 3 years, no one will remember you, but it's all good. That's Steve Harvey's daughter, Lori Harvey. Shout out to you.
All right.
Shout out. Oh, that's the last one?
Last one.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to old long neck, wide smile, Zoe Saldana, doing your thing.
Tried so hard for years.
Yeah, you're never going to come on my show, especially now that you're being sued for some stupid shit you did in 2018. But I still think you're awesome. And let me look and see it. Okay. I think you look like a very nice, extremely large 10-foot alien with dense bones. 10-foot blue alien. All I'm saying is I'd hook my ponytail.
Ready for round two of that?
I am. Did you notice that the loincloth on her got smaller?
Oh my god.
Because that's the only thing I saw in that trailer, baby. Saw a whole lot of water too. Wetness. Oh, we're still going shout outs. Oh, shout out to Tessa Thompson. Shout out to Natalie Portman. Shout out to Ryan Gosling as Ken. Shout out to, I didn't know we got more shout outs.
There you go. Last one.
Shout out to Q.
Corey's doing it.
Thanks for nothing.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Play the outro. I didn't do that smooth enough. Did you click the button too? Because I clicked. You clicked
at the exact same time.
Okay, you go. You push the button.
Where's our producer? Hold up. We gotta play this.
We're coming back.
We gotta play this. This is one of my favorites.
Are you working in a job that sucks balls? Does your job suck and ergo your life? Do you want to change that because your life is sucking? Join the TBP Slack. Get a better job. That's one of the best things we've ever done.
We should have done more of that.
We still can. We can do whatever the hell we want. We can talk.
It's horrible as fuck. Since 2015.
We can do anything we want.
I would like to point out that said practice self-car.
Oh.
I didn't make it.
I made that. I think that nothing takes off without women's stamp of approval. Oh, I'm just
All right,
saying,
I gotta
put it
run.
out there.
I gotta
You
go.
get out of there. Too hot. Flew too
Gotta
close.
I
hit
gotta
the
run.
end
I got
record.
a
Oh,
meeting that
here.
I'm super late for. So
Yes.
see you later.
See everybody.